Hey everybody, it's Eric here in the Rose Garden. I mentioned a few days ago that I'm out of town up at my parents' rose garden. Weather has finally dried out enough. I'm going to tackle some of the weeds and some of the deadheading. I did a video that went into more detail on deadheading a couple weeks ago, so on our channel you can certainly check that out. Today I just want to do a real quick one, straight to the point. I know it sounds like a crazy word, deadheading, and what does that mean? What can that do? This variety here is Hot Princess. Obviously the blooms are past peak. So what happens is if you leave them on the bush like that, and it can promote some disease, but eventually the petals will fall off and the plant will still reproduce more flowers down the line. And you can see that happening here. Here's, again, a spent bloom well past its peak on Hot Princess. And if you go down a couple sets of leaves, there's a new stem that's coming out, a new cane from the bud eye. So again, the plant will take care of itself. It will produce more flowers down the road without deadheading. However, if you're quick at taking these blooms off, this process down here happens perhaps weeks earlier. So what you need to do is take a look at your garden. This is Gemini right here. Those are beautiful. Cut them. Get them inside, put them in a vase, enjoy them. Walk around, cut all the good flowers that you want, and then just take off the bad ones. So at this point, this yard is kind of past its peak, so you can kind of, look at the blooms that need to be removed, take those off, keep the good ones inside and vase them up. Here's another nice bloom. So again, there's some nice fresh blooms going on in the garden right now. So put those in a vase, enjoy them. So anything that looks like that, or leave them on the bush. If it still looks good, leave them on the bush. That's certainly not a problem. But when you start to get blooms that are past peak, so here for example is a nice looking one, leave it on the bush, put it in a vase, no problem. But when they start getting old looking, take them off as soon as possible. The earlier you do that, the quicker you'll have a repeat in terms of blooms. So if you remove these dead ones quicker, then your next round of blooms will come much quicker. So it helps with the disease in the garden, and it helps give you more blooms throughout the year. So just a quick video on deadheading. I'm going to tackle that. Shouldn't take much more than a couple minutes, really. It's pretty quick and it's pretty easy. You don't have to get too scientific. The bottom line is just take the dead bloom off. If you just want to do that, that's fine. In the summertime, that's pretty much all I do. I just chop the stem below the bloom itself off, and I don't worry about it. If you want to get particular, you can. A lot of times the literature says go down to a set of 5 leaves. But on this plant right here, here's 3, here's 3. I would have to go down pretty far to get to 5. I don't really believe in that, especially in the summer. In fact, you can see Mother Nature's already producing some new shoots at the very top set of 3 leaves. So my philosophy is take the bloom off, go down to the first set of leaves, cut the stem, and be done with it. Doesn't have to be too crazy. The most important part is you're removing the spent blooms and you're good to go. So I'm gonna leave you with this last gorgeous view of Gemini. This is one of the better rose flowers in the garden, not only for growing, but also very, very pretty, very, very nice plant. So we'll do some more videos. Hopefully the next one I do will show you this garden deadheaded, and we'll follow up with that. Thanks for subscribing to the page, liking it. Any comments below, certainly make those. Appreciate all the comments and feedback.